Hi everybody, I wanted to give you some quick video feedback. Sometimes it's easier for you to take a look at one another's work and to, get a little bit of verbal input on what you're doing. So, everyone's doing a great job. I'm really impressed with the sites that were submitted. So I'm just, going to look at them as a first-time user and give you that overview, okay, so that you can implement the feedback you're given. You would probably want to either go to the YouTube script for this or just take some notes on those points that I give you, okay? All right, so jumping right in. Logo is where it should be. You could put a little more space up at the very top, but it's okay. Might want to center it, I think, if you can, bringing it down a little. This needs to be centered. Sometimes it has to do with being a responsive site. Looks like that's not really the case. It's staying basically in the same place. So we want to center that if you're going to have it. You don't need it. We don't need a welcome page or a welcome message as long as our front page is welcoming. All right, so we don't have to do that. We only need this logo once, and that will allow you, Amanda, to bring your footer down a little bit so it's not taking up quite so much space. You do have your copyright here. Go ahead and paste that here. I'm not going to take points off because you do have it. You do want it to be updated here, okay? And then you can remove that. Once you take this out and this out, this will come down. So that should be just about right. Let's see. We'll see if this works. Okay. Again, we need to center our work here. I want to make sure that it's not, it's really trying to be centered. It really is, but it's just off. Okay. These, we could have a rollover color for that. Good job aligning these. We try not to have one word on a line if you're able to adjust that. You would have to contact your client to make any changes like that, but I'm going to let you do that if you need to edit the descriptions to, maybe bring these lines up and align those. This template has this line here. I'm not crazy about it because of where it falls sometimes, so you might need a little space under that. And again here. Avoiding glassware. And I'm sorry, a lot of points are going to be mentioned on yours, Amanda, because I'm seeing it for the first time, but a lot of people are going to make these same changes this week. Okay, so this can come up a line. Okay, again, space there. You can make these the same. You can either take, kind of bring that down a little bit. You don't have to take out ingredients, but you could also add a little bit right here. Good. A little space. All right, so you've gone to trouble. You've gotten new photos, and that's perfectly fine. Anybody, you can take work off of the internet for these. Okay. So let's go back to home. That link is working there. Okay. Okay, so this is interesting because this location page did ultimately come up, but not right away. So I'm really not sure what is making it dense as far as file size. But it could be there's a background or something, but you want to check it out. It will load quickly on your site because you already have these things loaded, but it took a while here. You can add Wednesday to Monday and Thursday to Tuesday. That's everybody because they're the same locations. And that will reduce the scrolling as well. Okay. You might try using this color. And this color may also work for your menu. We've got at least 3 different colors going on, and we really want to focus on the brand that's what your client will be interested in, okay? We can take this one off. We have it here, only once on a page. Okay. Let's cut this down to just maybe 3 paragraphs, and let's bring this to the bottom and make this a wider column over here. Bring that column out, bring those down underneath because they're less important, and we'd rather not split the page up if we don't have to. Okay, and then all of this will come up when you take out this particular logo. It will all come up. And you won't need story because you'll have about us. Feel free to make that a little smaller if you need to. We do want to make sure all of our headers are consistent. Okay, so you want the fonts and everything. Also, you know, maybe this is what's not centered, but double check and make sure that that happens. Okay, all right. Okay, let's take this off. You can add a form if you like, and make these smaller. These are linked up, good job. All right, so you've got really all the components. So it's just a little bit of tweaking, taking out a little here and there. All right, so great job, great job. All right, let's see. Okay, this works. And I like that. We can take this out of the footer because we already have it. Let's just have well, there is a little bit of what you can do is instead of having 2 menus here, navigation menus, go ahead and freeze this menu so it will travel with everything. And you can make it a little more like this size, font, and color, and just have these either on your contact page or in the footer. All right, and contact always goes last in our navigation. Probably could make the image a little bigger, and you don't need this, so that this can come up a little bit, this can come up. You don't need a search right now. It's kind of cluttering up your header, and yeah, that will work for you. Good. Okay. Okay. Gonna take this off. If you want to make that a little bit bigger, if it helps you, you don't need that again. Good. I know this is a simple template in that there aren't photos. That's okay, as long as you have them other places, and you do. Okay. Go ahead and combine these. The map, you want that on the bottom, so images, okay. You've got, all right, let's separate these, and let's just have locations. Bring all of this content up, take this out, add a location up here, and link it to this section. Take all of this, take your contact information. Let's make this horizontal so we don't have such a deep footer. Let's put all of this on your contact page, which is going to be over here at the end, and link it. If you have to create another, okay, do this. Rename your contact page location. Okay. Create over here a new contact page, and then put this content there, and take it out of here. You're taking that out too, and that. Okay. All right, let's disable this page. We avoid anything that's blank. You can otherwise make that the news page and put the content in there, all right? All right, mostly taking some things out and moving a little bit, okay? A few more hours, I would say, maybe 5 or 6, depending on how comfortable you are at this stage, all right? Good job. Okay. Let me make sure I'm looking at this at the right size. Let's make this larger, your text there. Good. And linked up. Okay. We need to link these up to RDTaco. Put the date down here, the year. People want to know, I know it seems like it would be more evergreen to leave off the date, but people want to know if it's the latest information. So I always look at the date when I want to find that out. We're going to look at the icons again. Let's left align that. Whenever there's more than a few sentences, we want to left align because it's easier for people to read. Let's put a period here. And let's see. Just want to check real quick. Yeah, put a period here after abundant. I know it's not in the original. It's that way on purpose. Okay. You may need a few more images. Yeah. It's left align, paragraph text. An image. There are some great images out there. And contact. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and update your social icons. Let's take this placeholder number out and the placeholder address out. And we want to take this off. Okay. All right. All right, so maybe a little more in the way of images. I hesitate to say it because I don't want to make a mess of things. It's nicely ordered, but maybe this could be a blue background or something, or you might be able to get an image back there that's not too competing, but otherwise, great start. Okay. You have your gallery of images. You're using your brand colors. This is a little small. We want to have at least 16 points. I'm looking at this. Let's see. If I go to Chrome has an extension called What Font, and if I do that, I can look at any site in Chrome and see what kind of font they're using. Avenir is a small font. Okay, if you were to use Arial at 16 point, it would be much bigger. So we strive for 16 point, except when we're talking about Avenir, as an example, because it just needs to be a little bigger. At 16 isn't very big, okay? So I'll keep that in mind, and then I will exit that font. You want to link up your social icons. Good. Watch your line breaks, right? It's easy once you realize to look for it, but it gets overlooked sometimes. So when this was put in, it was missed. So go ahead and watch your line breaks there to close up these spaces. This could be a little bit bigger. Good. And let's see. Okay, good. I think the navigation could be a little bigger, just a little. It works. Okay, we need some images here. And this is a placeholder. It gets overlooked, okay, but this is placeholder text, as is this. Okay, so some work on this, right? Content needs to be added. Okay, that's not a lot of scrolling. If you don't want to combine those, that's fine here. But let's do add your contact page. That's important. That's a required page, all right? Otherwise, this is going really well and not a lot of changes because you kept it simple. So good work there. All right. Lovely background. I'm glad it's not a video because that really slows sites down. You did a great job layering your text with a overlaid transparent rectangle there. Interesting. It's the same image, so I don't know that we need to do that. Maybe you weren't sure how to get rid of the gallery, but that just needs to be a background instead of a gallery image. This is cute. Maybe it can stay. Maybe. The footer I'm going to ignore for the time being because this does take up most of the space. Maybe you want to bring it down a little bit. Yeah, so that this is the full page. And let's see, locations. The only thing about this, I think one map is sufficient at the bottom because it does create a lot of scrolling and competes a little bit with the content. So let's make that a little more of the main focus before we scroll and easier to read, okay? Good job on your headers, keeping those consistent, right? Great job there. Good job spacing your photos. I think this may need to be a little bit bigger. It's 16 point, but apparently this font is also a little bit small. Okay. Make sure I'm looking at it full view. It says I am. Okay. Maybe just 18 points there. Glass, but we could pretend it's plastic, maybe. This, we don't see too much of it. It could be plastic. This isn't probably plastic. This could be, this is good. I'm going to let this go because that could be actually in the truck that they're, not serving it per se. Good. Let's close up some of this space here. Okay. Yeah, but why don't we do scrolling just a smidgen there? Okay. Good job. Same thing. You might be able to, put multiple pens on something, but just one map is good. This is great. And let's focus more on the content. All right. And a little less on the maps. A little larger font. Okay, can remove that. This would be good there, and not a gallery. If you are going to have a gallery, let's just take the logo out. And you'll have to rename your files so they're not, JPEG 45. If there's something like this, you can add, the ingredients or something like that. For a client, that would be good. Okay, a little more space here. Just a little. Okay, just a little bit. And, okay. Works, it'd be great to see more taco, like, somebody eating a taco. Somebody, again, enjoying a taco. Okay. That's something that would be beneficial to this client. But otherwise, nice. This, let's go into the contact. Go ahead and put just this form. We don't need that here because they don't have a permanent location. So we can take that off. Go ahead and put your social icons here and remove them from here. Okay, because we're telling them, this is a promise we make when we talk about the menu page. We were telling them that when they click on this, they're going to get this information. Okay, So that's what you want to do there. You don't need to have a whole page for these. This can say contact, and the subscribe can go underneath, okay? But otherwise, great looking site. It's going to function really well, and I can tell you put some work into it. Nice. All right, everybody. I think that's everybody who submitted in this particular batch. So these are what you're going to work on for week 4 for your final submission. You'll be revising your Real Deal Taco. You'll only spend last week on your professional site. In week 4, you're going to revise your Real Deal Taco. Great job, everybody.